Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you Dr. Kareem for having me. It's an honor. I've always admired UBT and this is why even my daughter is studying at UBT in supply chain in the first year. So name is Oman. I am a pure supply chain guy, originally an engineer who transitioned into supply chain, and I've been doing supply chain now for a good 23 plus years. So been a lot of time. I have worked in supply chain from the very bottom, that is managing and working inside a warehouse, doing planning, logistics, trucks, inspection of consignments, everything, up to the level of heading supply chains for multinationals in Pakistan, Oman, and Saudi. 5 years back or 6 years back, pre-COVID, decided to completely say masalama to the corporate life and transition into my own company. So Supply Chain Talks is a supply chain consultancy based out of Jeddah, and we work, we basically do consultancy to the corporations, help them improve their supply chains and do talent development. So we do a lot of trainings for our clients. We work a lot in digital transformation, robotics, warehouse automation, sustainability. Now we have just entered the area of digital factory. So digital factory is also, I'm from the school of thought that manufacturing is a subset of supply chain. It's not a separate thing. So I'm from that school of thought. And so this is what we do. So before we start, why supply chain matters? Okay. Anyone else? Supply chain matters. Why? Why do you think you are in the final year, first year, second year, third year? Third year. So you already have taken some operations management course, supply chain, logistics, these courses. Supply chain, why does it matter? Moving goods. Good. Good, good. Anything else? You are right. Every answer will be right. Don't worry. So don't hesitate. Just blurt it out. Believe me. Blurt it out. Anything that is in mind. So whatever so far, what you have mentioned is, what you have talked about is what is supply chain. But the question was, why does supply chain matter? When I was standing outside, I saw this quote from Peter Drucker on the wall that the purpose of a business is to create a customer. But the question that you as supply chain professionals need to ask is, what is your purpose? Why do you matter? So the purpose or why supply chain matters is that the customer that is being created for the business, we are the one responsible to deliver value. Fine. So it's not about delivering a good or something, it's about value. For every one of you, the definition of value is different. But how can supply chain deliver that unique proposition, unique value when we talk about service, quality, price, all of these things? All of this combination is the value point. So this is why supply chain matters. And when you transition from your academic life and you go into the corporate life, you have to deliver value from day one. There is no logic of, I will get to learn for 6 months or something. On day one, you will be thrown at the deep end of the ocean with piranhas around you trying to eat you alive. But in all of that, in that chaos and everything, you have to make sense. And this is the role of supply chain professionals. Post-COVID, there was always one thing which was said that the world realized that supply chain are the heroes without the capes. After the the healthcare workers and everything, because we ensured that everything from medicine to food to grocery, everything was moving. So it was us who kept everything moving. Fine. So now let's go into the actual part of it, which is ready for the real world. Skills, challenges, trends, shaping logistics and KSA. I do a lot of discussion with Dr. Kareem about bridging the gap between the academia and the industry. The book knowledge is amazing, but how to transform that book knowledge into practical knowledge is what is needed from all of us. Fine. And over here, I will try to do a little bit of that. So what employees expect from fresh graduates? The second one would be real challenges you will face in your logistics. The objective today is I will not be talking about the whole of supply chain, so only logistics part. I will be covering the logistics part, inshallah. When the next time comes, I will cover on the manufacturing supply chain, inshallah, as well. KSA trends shaping logistics careers. Then at the end, I will try to give you a little bit of insight at how you can plan and prepare a 90-day, a plan for you, which go beyond your academics. How do you gauge yourself? Where do you sit right? What is the field of supply chain that you need to take on board? So let's go into the meat of things. So let's start off with this right now. My friend, what's your name? Abdul Rahman, you said about moving goods. So now this is a question for all of you, but now focus on you now. If your shipment is late by 48 hours, what's the first thing you check? And this is the poll. What happened to my poll? Yeah. Scan the QR if you can. Okay. All of you have selected one option? If your shipment is late by 48 hours, what's the first thing you check? Supplier, okay. 15 or 17 responded, transporter, driver, warehouse, data, port. Interesting. Great. Done? Okay, good. So I am saying that everyone thinks that, data. I like the response of data, but transporter and driver. Supplier. Okay. So now what has happened is, so what we can see is right now 3 options have been selected: supplier, transporter, warehouse, or issuer, but data. So whenever a problem will come, and this exercise is basically done that we are faced with issues on a daily basis. No single day is a repeat of the previous day, and you will not know what to expect in the day to come as well. So every day is unique, every problem is unique, so you need to manage it. So the concept of problem solving is in supply chain is very important, especially in logistics, that whenever a certain topic comes up, you do not simply start by starting a blade game. You need to start by identifying what can be the potential. You're not well, you go to the ER. What's the first area that they take you to? The triage area, where they try to identify what is causing the symptoms. Why are you not well? Why are you not feeling well? Why the fever is there? So identifying those things are there, and then they start doing the test, and they start doing checking everything and identifying what has actually caused it. So that's the whole thing about supply chain and logistics in particular, that whenever a problem is faced, and these questions will come on a daily basis, on an hourly basis in logistics, with every shipment, with every movement, with every planning that you do, with every customer complaint that will come to you. So you need to identify what are the causes and check everything. So what was the last online purchase any one of you did? Last online purchase? Okay. Okay. Now, why did you select Amazon? Why did you order that specific item only from Amazon? Yeah. Okay. Convenient for me. But why Amazon? The only thing you checked. Okay. And you knew exactly what you needed to buy, or you were comparing things as well? Not a good example. It's very focused. Yes. But you know what you like, so that's a good thing. Why did you select that specific delivery app, or why that specific perfume? Okay. Okay. Fine. But what if someone tells you that they can deliver that same item in the next 4 hours? Which is better now? 4 hours. Now if someone tells you now it can be delivered in the next 60 minutes, which is better now? 30 minutes now. Why? No, 15 minutes. This is what we do. We make the impossible possible. Logistics. 15 minutes deliveries are still there. Yeah, noon minutes. Yes, dark stores. The concept of dark stores, that they have these small stores near to your neighborhood. Fine. Again, we will dark stores, or even to the sense that recently what we have also seen, the red box, the parcela, the noon shipment boxes as well. So these are all creating convenience right now. So this is how everything is creating convenience and giving you the option of it gets delivered to you quickly. So let's go into now the actual theme of this session. The 3 shocks fresh graduates face in the corporate world. What do you think you would be facing as shocks? Are you ready for the corporate world? Have you done internship so far? Any one of you have done internship? I think everything. You are good name? Yes, yes. Okay. Anyone else internships so far? He's shy. Okay. Okay. So you have been. So you are co-opting where? Segala Healthcare. Okay. So, what were your first impression of working in an office space? How different it is coming to university and actually sitting behind a desk working? So they don't give you space, they don't give you option of doing errors, it has to be right first time. And no, not you in general, the office space. I'm talking about the corporate life. Wrong decisions. Okay, so good. So the first one that I would like to do is what we learn in textbooks is very different. Yes, textbooks give you the boundaries or the general idea how things work and operate, but real world is very different because a lot of parameters cannot be come into textbooks. What if, for example, every day you are planning, you will come to university, every day you will come to university, you know exactly that it will take you, for example, 25 minutes. You get from your house, you get into your car and you come to the university in 25 minutes. What if there's an accident, your tire bursts or something else happened? Now your whole plan has misfired. So what do you do with these things? And this is where we as supply chain try to come and we work out the alternates over there. So what we study over here is that everything has to be at the best cost possible, best service and low risk or best quality. Yes, always. Like my session today was at 10:30. I messaged Dr. Kareem, I'll be here at 10. Because I wanted to have a look at where I will be talking, how to set up things and everything so that everything is in order. Even though the session is to start at 10:30, but it's now inbuilt into me that I have to have a contingency, plan B and plan C. And there's again a concept in management. You always plan for failures, but we need to actually plan for success as well. A plan B to success. That now you're successful, now what? How to sustain, how to repeat that success as well. So that needs to be there as well. So the trade-offs are there, like cost, service versus risk. You will never be able to achieve all three for anything. There will always be a trade-off that if you're going for the lowest possible price, the service might be low. Or there might be a risk that there might be a delay, or there might be the quality risk might be there. But if you're going for best service, you will pay a premium. Right? Whenever you're ordering through your order apps, express delivery, you do pay a premium. So there's a cost plus element to it. If you want to work in a riskless environment, the best riskless environment is either you invest in gold or in property. But if you want to have less investment values, go into stocks. But the risk is very high. So the trade-offs will always be there in these three areas. And this is where, as supply chain professionals, we need to find the sweet spot, the triangle. This is a triangle, so you do triangulation. That what is the best possible value? What is the combination of value that the end customer is needing? Fine. He knew exactly what he's wanting. So Yazid went to Amazon. He found that. So he got his best. For him, cost potentially was not an idea because he needed that specific item. For our friend Abdul Rahman, for him it was quick delivery. For him, when he was giving that example, the 27 hours was the highlight of that example. So for you, the service part was very important. Fine. So every value, so that value driver, as supply chain logistics, we need to identify the value drivers our end customers are looking for, and we deliver that. So that is the first reality check that needs to happen, that identify the value drivers. Next is execution is messy. Exceptions happen every day. Nothing is straight line in supply chain. Even not in supply chain, in your life as well. Fine. Nothing is a straight line. It's always zigzag, zigzag. But in that chaos, we need, as professionals, as people, we need to find that symphony that, how would I put it? It needs to be music to your ears, even in that chaos. So, the Red Sea crisis happened. Fine. So, as you were know, in the operation world, it created chaos for everybody. Nothing could come on the Jeddah Islamic port. Every shipment now had to be diverted to the Dammam port. Dammam port, huge congestion. Shipments cannot get offloaded. Damage is happening because the rules of engagement have not changed by the Mawani. So the damage is still being piled up. Now there are no trucks available at Dammam to bring the consignment from Dammam to Jeddah or Riyadh, because primarily the primary port of Saudi Arabia is Jeddah Islamic port, which handles the majority of your shipment. So the whole supply chain of the kingdom had to be revamped in a few days, and Dammam had to be revamped, or every company had to position or move their assets onto the Dammam port, so that they can do the shipment. Now the discussion is happening. I was in Dammam with a few clients in January. So now discussion was happening. Now everything is coming back. All the business that the companies in Dammam they enjoyed during the Red Sea crisis, can they plan their future based on that? No, because if everything goes back to normal, the business comes back to Jeddah. So now the companies, the logistics companies in Jeddah, they are hoping for better business in 2026 and 27, and Dammam guys are a little bit upset what will happen to their business. So execution. Things, new things and everything will happen every day. So we need to be ready for the unexpected all the time. And again, to be ready for the unexpected, we need to ask the question, why it is happening. The root cause analysis needs to be there. The example which was shown was that the triage, you need to understand why a certain thing is happening, what has caused it, was it data, was it a supplier, anything. But never start by blaming something. It is a supplier, he's bad, he's caused it. Blame will not fix the problem. You need to understand why even they were not able to. So you need to work in partnership with your vendors, with your suppliers and everything, and understand what is the limiting factors for them and try to resolve the issues in sync, in symphony. And this is why I like to, that in chaos, find the symphony. Try to find the Mozart playing the best, it's a 16th symphony or something, Mozart was. So try to find that. Then comes communication is a core technical skill. My friend in there, what do you understand by communication? I want you to communicate now. No, but still, communication. What, from the word alone, what does it mean to you, communication? But what is communication? My question is this, what is communication? For you, what is communication? When you're talking to your friends, you're communicating. But what are you actually doing when you're talking to your friends? Yes. No, but talking about what? Why are you talking to your friend? Communication is to ensure that what you have, you are able to relay that perfectly to the other person so that they can understand. Fine. If you send an email, shipment is delayed, for example. Now, it is still a communication, but is it the best type of communication? No, because it is missing a lot of data. What will I do with such a message? Shipment is delayed. First of all, which shipment? Delayed by how much? Who is affected? What am I going to do about it? So a lot of things are missing. So this is why I have written communication is a core technical. It's not a soft skill. It's a technical skill now. In today's world, communication has elevated from a soft skill to a technical skill now. So it needs to be communicated. And I hope I'm doing a good job in communication of these slides. Inshallah. So communication is a core technical skill and we need to work on communication. How do we write emails? We recently got an inquiry or request, it will happen now post-Ramadan, by one logistics company that they want a training to be conducted for their sales team on business communication and email ethics. Now, writing an email is not a big job. You know, we all do email writing, we all do WhatsApp text and everything. But they want us to train them on business communication and email etiquettes. That how to communicate. There is a good way of writing an email, there is an okay and there is an amazing way of writing an email that even if there has been a major issue, you still are able to comfort your client with the right tone, with the right words, with the right message. So communication is a technical skill now. So these are the three shocks that you will face, that you will understand, that your grasp on understanding how to manage the trade-offs between the three areas and deliver the right value. Then execution, taking everything which is coming your way, taking a deep breath, understanding, and then responding. Never have a knee-jerk reaction to any issue that you happen. Fine. One advice that I got very early on in my career, that if a messy email comes to you and you are angry, write your response. However bad, be angry in that response. Then take a deep breath, delete that email. Then write the email again. So you already have vented out your anger. Now you will write your email or your response and you will tackle that problem with a cool head now. So the channeling of things need to happen. And communication. So again, if you send an aggressive email to someone, it will not solve the problem, it will escalate the problem. So our role as supply chain value drivers, as supply chain professional, logistics professional, is to handle the scenarios, and it has to be done with good communication. And time management is very important as well, so this is why I'm looking at it. So now, the T-shape, the talent pool. See, what we are learning right now during our academics, we are learning the whole of supply chain. Fine. So the whole of supply chain is the cross-functional knowledge that you are seeing, the top part of the T. So the idea is that how you can convert the across the knowledge, you all will have the whole knowledge, but you need to identify as you grow in your, as you step into the corporate life, that which of that particular knowledge is something that you enjoy more and you develop yourself in that. And this is where it happens. So the breadth is end-to-end understanding. We all know plan, source, make, deliver, return. Can someone help me understand what comes to your mind with plan, source, make, deliver, and return? There's a concept in supply chain. Yes, who said this? Great. I enjoy whenever someone is able to reference to score. It's one of the most important reference models, but people do not give it due importance. It needs to be there. So once you have the end-to-end understanding, now you need to identify the depth where you want to focus. Fine. Inshallah, in 10 to 15 years, you will be the master of the breadth. You will be the supply chain directors of the entities. Inshallah, will be the CEOs of major companies. But you still need to find one spike, one area where you need to start off with. You want to start in operations, you want to start in customer service, you want to start in manufacturing, planning. You need to identify that area. But as you continue in your career, you need to master one spike, then move to the other one. And this is how you become a holistic supply chain guy. I started my career as a simple planner, factory planner, production planning. Then I moved into logistics, handling warehouse, then transportation, then procurement, then customer service, and all. And then, with all of this, then eventually I became the supply chain director. And then I became an entrepreneur eventually. So, breadth and depth. So your spike becomes your differentiator in your interviews. So when you are doing your internships, when you are doing your corp trainings, that is where, when you go, you need to select which area of the job market you are passionate about. It resonates well with you, and then go. If you are a guy who loves trucking, for example, you will never enjoy planning, because planning is a desk job. All you do all day long is look at Excel sheet and numbers and try to work out. It's like how many of you have seen the Matrix movie? It's very old. It's from our childhood. None of it. Okay, fine. So you are the Neo of the session today. Fine. So planning, I'm a planner. Fine. I started my career in planning. I love numbers. So you show me an Excel sheet, you show me data, I will identify the trends in it immediately. Without doing anything, I can identify trends by looking at an Excel sheet. But that is my passion. I have my friends whose passion is pure transportation. Trucks in and out, going from one city to the other. Another one is sales. Logistics sales is also a profession. So that is it. So identify what is the spike or what area you want to go into. So this is where you need to start thinking. Get the knowledge across the board, and this is what your professors are doing. They are giving you the whole knowledge. Your internships, your co-op trainings, basically ready you for the real world by identifying the spike for you. Fine. So now, core logistics skills that employees are expecting. Day one readiness. What do you think? What are we expecting as your employers? Your name is definitely new, but what's your?
My name is
Abdul Aziz. Okay, yes.
I think analytical skills. So data analysis, don't want to use Excel sheets. That's very important.
Okay. Anyone else? Over here, only the big guns are here. So, anyone else? Okay, no problem. Again, planning. That is now it's a subset of what he just said. In our time, there was no concept of data analytics as a terminology. Now it's the data scientist, data mining. Yes, please. Your name? Abdul Maan. Yes. Yes. Abdul. Collaboration. This is collaboration. No, it's a good thing. Teamwork and collaboration are an essence to supply chain. So I was saying this in a good way. So, but do not do this in your exams. Fine. So day one. So the objective over here is that, let me just go through it. Yes. So skills that employees are looking for in operations, they are skill sets. Inbound logistics, inbound operations, outbound inventory accuracy. Anybody understands what does OTIF means? This terminology, OTIF? This is one of the most important KPI or metrics in supply chain. OTIF. Okay. And this is very important. You will, when you go into it, OTIF means on time in full. So as a supply chain, it's not just about delivering something on time. It is also about delivering something in full. Just imagine, you ordered your perfume, for example, fine? Let's say you ordered 2 perfumes for the sake of example, but only one came. It came in time, but was it full? What is your customer experience? You're not happy. You will never say, I'm 50% happy because 50% came. You are 0% happy because the order was not delivered in full. Your gym set, if it was missing 1 bar or 1 clip or 1 weight, would you have been happy? So even though the order might have been delivered 99%, but the service level or the customer or the wow factor or your expectation or your satisfaction is 0. And this is what now the world is all about, that it's simple, a yes and a no. Then you are not Gen Z, you are Gen Fers, right? We will classify them as Gen Alphas now? Your generation. So are you Gen Alpha or you are still Gen Zs? You are still Gen Zs. Okay. So now the Gen Zs, the issue with Gen Zs is a good issue because it is making us, the millennials, work much harder now. Because for us, the customer base are you guys now. So you are very black and white. It's not about you will take care of our feelings and you will be very straightforward. And now there is a whole concept about, even for employers, how to manage Gen Z. It's not just about you getting ready to come into the corporate world. Now there's a whole topic about the corporations. Are they even ready to employ Gen Zs now? Are we ready for that? Fine. Like in my company, we have two. Yeah, two so far. So working with them is a different, we need to interact with them differently. They deliver in a different methodology and everything. So it's not how we used to work. So that is it. So the objective of this slide is that these are the different skill sets that the employees are looking for. And these are your spikes now. So identify, and these are some of the examples. So identify the spikes that you are looking for. You are talking about analytics. Abdulaziz, sorry. Neo is now stuck in my head for you. Okay. So over here, improvement is something, customer, everything when you're talking about analytics, every area is dependent on analytics now. Without data, nothing happens. Last week when I was sitting with the CEO of CityLink group of companies. They are a Jeddah-based transporting company. Their brand name is Otex. And they recently implemented a transport management system for themselves. And the CEO was showing, he opened his mobile and he showed me data. And he said to me, Noman, I had no idea how much time my trucks are wasting standing outside our customer premises and how much of value I am losing. And he showed me a data of the last 3 months. They operate around 1,000 trucks across the kingdoms right now. And he showed me that the last 3 months, the last quarter of 2025, the data he was showing me, that 11,000 hours were wasted in total for his more than 1,000 trucks, only sitting idle beyond the agreed time by which the customer will offload the goods. 11,000 hours, if you convert these into days, is a lot. It's a lot of shipments. It's a lot of deliveries that he is losing out as a CEO right now. But without data, he was not able to know. Now he is going back to his main customers and he's showing their performance and he's showing them, I'm giving you 3 months time, work as the SLA or I will be implementing the penalties for late offloading. And now suddenly he was, this is February, right? He said, the first month of my giving this data, now things are starting to improve. So my idle time is reducing now. So data analytics is definitely important and it moves the world now. So select yourself where you want to be. Every area is beautiful. There's no small thing. There's no big thing. Every area in supply chain and logistics is a key. Good. Digital and data skill sets, the new minimum standard. Fine. So you were talking about data. Technology, not just now, it's a good thing that, mashallah, the kingdom identified how technology will be shaping. When Vision 2030 came in, everybody had their own doubts about it. Can it be achieved? How will it be done? Saudi, from that perspective, was still very bad. But how things have changed, technology, and Vision 2030 talked about certain things. Logistics. Logistics was one of the key pillars in Vision 2030. Anybody have an idea what does Vision 2030 talks about logistics? How does it portray logistics under the Vision 2030? There's a complete section in Vision 2030 which talks about pure logistics, where no, that is sustainability. Pure logistics. Okay, Vision 2030 talks about that the government, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, he wants to make Saudi Arabia the global logistics hub. And this is what is happening right now. Do you know how strategically Saudi Arabia is located on the world map? Yes. And this is exactly what Vision 2030 talks about. It states that Saudi Arabia connects Asia to Africa, Asia to Europe, Europe to Africa, and it is right at the center of it. So it is the global logistics hub for everything that is moving in and out. So that is the beauty of the strategy of Vision 2030, that logistics became one of the key pillars of the Vision 2030. And this is why so much investment that happened, that even, Ministry of Transport, it used to be known as MOT. Now it is Ministry of Transport and Logistics Services now. So the terminology also changed. Fine. Now then the RTA, the Road Transport Authority came into being. Mawani became very powerful. Mawani is doing, they have just, in the global or the global rankings, do you know how many seaports of Saudi Arabia are amongst the top 10? Now it is top 20, I would say, but still, any idea how many seaports? Which ones? Not new. Yes. So they are amongst the top 10 right now. And there was a time when the top 2 or the second, the third were Dammam and Jeddah as a global best ports, operating ports right now. So just imagine how much investment and how much has been done in this sector. The roads have been upgraded. Now, when we are talking about the sustainability part, EV has become a reality right now. So in conference happening, the second conference, EVS, it's an EV conference which is happening in Jeddah. I'll share the details with you. I already discussed. You will be in that. I'll make sure of that. So the new standard is Excel fundamentals. You need to be good at your Excel. As supply chain guys, without Excel, you cannot operate. And we discuss this in our webinar as well. We talk about the pivot tables, we talk about technology, but everything is built on Excel. So how many of you think that you are good on Excel? You like numbers, so you are analytics guys. So that's for sure now. Brush up on your Excel skills. Microsoft Excel is the most powerful tool that Microsoft has ever created. Word and everything are beautiful, but once you start working on Excel, you will forget even Word because you will start using Excel as a Word file as well. But that is great. And then once you understand how the tables work, the VLOOKUPs, the horizontal lookups, the equations work in it, you can create beautiful Power BI is the next step, but you can do everything on Excel alone. And then the second phase is the pivot tables. After the pivot tables comes the Power BI now. So brush up on your Excel skills. This would be very much needed in your jobs. Excel will be your best friend. Then dashboards. So how many of you have heard the terminology dashboard or understand? That is understood. Someone else. What dashboards? What is a dashboard? But that even an Excel file can do. Okay. Dashboard is the elevation of Excel file when you are able to convert the data into meaningful output with linkages and strategic outlook. That it helps you, the dashboard helps you understand the trends, the numbers, and helps you make the right decisions by comparing everything. So dashboard is not just one report, it's a collection of reports in one screen, which shows the linkages that if something is happening in this area, how it is impacting the other area. Because logistics or the world of supply chain does not operate in silos. You cannot be what your good name? Ahmed. So if Ahmed is doing something, it is directly, it's not just impacting Ahmed, it is impacting you as well. It's impacting you, everybody. So every action is impacting, and this is what a dashboard showcased, that we were talking about 27 hours. You mentioned 27 hours, fine. Now in the world of logistics, there's a concept that we focus on on-time deliveries. And once in a training, someone asked me, what will happen that if the delivery is delivered earlier? Just imagine that you are a warehouse manager. A delivery, you know that a certain amount of trucks are supposed to come today. So you prepare your inbound or your operations, or you make space in your warehouse to receive those 10 trucks. Now, what if an 11 truck comes now? You are not prepared for that 11 truck. You did not have the right resources. You did not have space available to offload it. So everything goes haywire. And this is where true visibility is required, and your on time, why supply chain and logistics focus on time. That if you are committing to someone, it needs to be. What if the 10 trucks did not come today, only 8 came, now 2 are coming tomorrow. Now my plan for tomorrow is completely chaos now again. Because I had other shipments coming in, now my resources were sitting idle today because 2 trucks did not show up. So I'm already paying them for their time. Now I need to potentially do overtime the next day. So my costing and everything. So nothing is in silos anymore. One action impacts so many other actions. So this is where that your dashboard gives you the complete visibility. This is why dashboard has become so important that everyone, I was sitting with the country head of GAC Arabia. It's a shipping company, Bera Dammam. And he was saying, Numan, now I'm looking to hire a good resource who is expert in Power BI. He said, okay, Power BI tools, but I need so many reports that he will only be creating my dashboards as a country head. I need to know everything about it. But it needs to come, I cannot open Excel sheets and look. I need something on my screens now. That what is red alert, what is going smoothly, what is needs my attention, all of these things. So this is what dashboards is all about. System literacy, ERP, WMS, TMS concept. So question now, how many of you understand what these terms are? Can someone tell me what an ERP is? I'm not asking you to. Okay, you teach it to us. Okay. So ERP. I don't know, but what does ERP stands for? Thank you. Even the best of the best, people who have spent years in job, they cannot tell what an ERP is. Wallahi, seriously. Okay, good. What about WMS? This is easy one. Yes. TMS? It's very similar. What comes? Yes. So now, without these, nothing can work. And the question comes when that companies were working without these earlier as well. Yes, they were. But now, we are serving you guys. You need to know exactly where your shipment is. You want to know why the 27 hours. It cannot happen without a good TMS. The example that I was giving for the logistics CEO, my friend Abdul Rahman, he would have never gotten to know that 11,000 hours his trucks are sitting idle in a period of just 3 months. Because now he is able to, with the geofencing, with the trackers and everything, he knows exactly what time his trucks are on the road and everything. So the data is important now. So system literacy. So now when you are stepping in, and we are talking about this as well. I think with Odoo, you already are doing wonderful works. Now with Dr. Kareem, we are planning to also give you some insights about at least one solution, SlimStock. Fine. So one solution soon, inshallah, about SlimStock, which is an AI-based supply chain planning tool. So inshallah, we will invite them to showcase so that when you are going into the world, you know exactly what solutions are available. Even when I'm talking to a lot of planners, they don't know that there are AI-based solutions available for them. Then process mapping, Swimlegs, head of exceptions. So this is anything that you do without a proper process mapping, you cannot manage it. And it is needed. You need to know exactly how things operate so that even if you're not there, things still need to work smoothly. Okay. Career accelerator skills. What can help you stand out? Structured communication. So communication as a technical tool. Issue, impact, options, recommendation. This is what I was saying. Shipment is delayed alone has no meaning. Yes. Yeah. Correct. So your communication needs to be always. When we are learning English communication, or the grammars of English, and when we were in school, the subject, the body, and the conclusion. This is how our communication should always be. Help them understand what it is about, and the subject line is very important. Still, I get emails that someone replied to me on something on a different email, and the context is very different from the subject of the email. So your subject needs to summarize what the email is all about, and then introduce what the issue is, what the whole thing is. So issue, the impact, options, and recommendations. So your communication need to be very crystal. My boss, when I came to Saudi, Osman, he gave me one single advice. He told me, Noman, never come to me with a problem. Always come to me with a solution. I said, boss, you are my boss. If I do not bring my problems to you, what's the use of it? But with time, I understood what he meant was that if I am to become a leader in my field, if I need to elevate myself, I need to think about what are the possible solutions. So I should not go to him to discuss the problem. I need to go to him to discuss the potential solutions to that problem. So remember this. So you need to be a problem solver, not a simple forward a problem to someone. The second one is stakeholder management across functions. As I was giving the example to my friend, that we are not in silos. Our actions impact others as well. So there are other stakeholder management is there. So your topic might be impacting logistics, planning, manufacturing, and everything. So you need to engage with everyone. You need to know exactly how you are impacting the rest. Problem solving, 5 whys, Pareto, Fishbone. You must have studied this in your management courses. So no need to go for it, but these are very important. You need to understand what is happening. Professional discipline. This is important. And I see this is a miss in a lot of fresh graduates when they come. Even though now with AI and everything, a lot of things can be done automatically with so many tools like Fireflies and everything. But action logs note down if a meeting is happening, note down what were your actions, what others were supposed to do. Always send out minutes of meeting, because that allows you to go back and see what was happening in that meeting, and then when a follow-up meeting happens, you know what were the action points. And follow-ups. Do not forget about a topic. So these are the professional traits that will help you accelerate in your career. Going to supermarkets, why is there so much inventory in the supermarkets? Why before the first of Ramadan, the whole supermarkets are loaded up? Yes, and see, I'm going through the triage now. The 5 I's. You are missing one important thing. That in Ramadan, the working hours are less. You do not want the workers to be working for you during fasting. So you load up the inventories beforehand so that there are less replenishment orders during the month of Ramadan. Fine. So this is why a lot of definitely everybody loves to buy. It seems that Ramadan is not about fasting; it's about eating. Actually, it should be the other way around. But from a logistics perspective, this is why a lot of companies and everybody stock up early on, because all the buying happens in the first few days for the whole month. This is what is happening. So compliance, so costs. So when you are in the logistics world, you need to understand how the peaks and volatility will happen. The Red Sea crisis happened. The Suez Canal issue came up, that there was a whole container ship stuck. So the world was, the route was stopped. Container issues were there. There was a container shortage globally during COVID time. COVID lockdowns were there. So those will always be there. Compliance and documentation. Recently, what happened with one of our clients, that they were not compliant about a DG warehouse. DG is dangerous goods, or in the MAM. And Baladia came in and one day simply locked it up. All the goods of the customer were locked in. Nobody can touch those goods once Baladia comes and locks the door. So because they failed a compliance check. Fine. So cost to serve pressure. Sometimes there will be a cost that someone is asking, deliver quick, but you need to make sense that if I need to deliver a small thing, do I need to send a big truck? You might not have a smaller carrier. So you need to make sense. The cost element is very important, and you will be the custodians of the supply chain cost in your organization. Fine. Because your supply chain cost directly impacts the bottom line of the company. Revenue, profit, sales comes after the supply chain cost. It directly goes into the bottom line of the organization. Cold chain quality requirements are there. So there are a lot of new regulations which are coming in by SFDA for the cold chain management, even to the effect that even tin food, they need to be transported in chilled containers now, chilled trucks now. Execution, leadership gaps, shift discipline, safety standards. So these things are what will always be there. The safety environment, is your workplace secure enough to handle certain topics or not? So trends shaping logistics careers next to 3-5 years. So logistics zones are coming up in Saudi Arabia. One of the biggest example is a specialized integrated logistics zone in Riyadh, SILS. That's one of the biggest examples. Now bondage zones are coming up. I was going to Yambu. I saw it was Rabik Logistics Park which was coming up on the way to Yambu. I was surprised that completely away from everything, a huge logistics hub is coming up. More logistics parks are coming up in Riyadh, in Dammam. Modon is investing in a lot in logistics parks right now. Al Noor logistics park is coming up in Riyadh. Lots and lots of it happening in the logistics area. Ports, I've talked about. Mawani has elevated themselves to the extent that now, you see when you go to the port, when you're driving, when the port comes on the right side, when you're going toward the south of Jeddah, can you see the big cranes next to the Balad area? Do you guys know where the Jeddah Islamic port is? So you see the cranes. So there was a time when people were actually sitting inside the cranes and offloading the containers. Now they have done it. Now there's a command center inside the office, away from the cranes, where all those cranes gets offloaded. And Red Sea Gateway Terminal, they are the operator. So the first employees who were managing those big containers offloading from the ship were all females. They were trained to manage those offloading of the containers from the ships. And that was happening inside the offices now. So everything was shifting through technology inside the offices. And now even autonomous trucks are there. So the containers move through the port with no drivers and everything. So that is happening. Dark stores, completely automated warehouse in Riyadh. iHub. Anybody use iHub? So iHub facility in Riyadh is 100% human contact free. It's completely automated. Completely automated, up to the point that only the final goods, they are picked up and put into the truck. Otherwise, the picking, any order comes in, every item comes from the shelves automatically. You guys been to Binzagar Logistics? BLC. So that is a completely automated as well. Al Shire facility, which is handling the IKEA, the order picking the small pieces is automated. So these technologies are there. So a lot is happening. Rail network, inshallah, I hope that soon Jeddah, Riyadh train also comes up. But as soon as that will come up, a lot of your container movement would be cheaper because then it will move away from the trucks to the trains. But right now that is not happening. So the biggest route in Saudi Arabia as a land route, there is no train network. So I hope one day there is a train between Jeddah and Riyadh. So automation, we talked about this. So these are the trends happening. My advice to you, focus on this area. Because this area will be controlling everything. The technology. Focus on technology now. Data analytics, technology, focus on these areas. If you are smart in handling technology, and Gen Zs are, you guys have grown up with the mobiles and everything. In our time, we still had those handheld phones, the wired phones. So focus on the technology, you will control the rest. 90 days plan, we'll go quickly through it. So this is an exercise that you can do at any time that you want to. Make a 90-day plan for you when you step into the world. When you're doing your co-op training, you will understand what your depth is, what your spike area or interest area is. Make a process, see what kind of metrics that you would like to be measured, that how it will make your work better, how it will help you deliver better, and do a case study. Why do you want to do that? Why are you good at that? Complete one credential exercise. So basically what it means is that at least one internship needs to be completed for you. My advice would, in our times, one internship was more than enough. Now the competition has grown so much. Do as many internships as you can in different areas of supply chain. Fine. And in this, I can, I've talked to Dr. Karim. We can help in sharing your profiles with a lot of companies as well. So you can, anyways, your career office will be helping you with that. But do as many internships that you can. It will let you understand which is your spike area and which companies you would ideally like to work for. And if you do an internship in a company and they like you, they will wait for you to graduate and they will hire you as well. So it's a good route to getting hired as well. Information interview. So prepare yourself for information. One measurable. This is important. What you delivered during your internship. My daughter, before she came to UBT, I made her do her internship right out of high school with Kuran Nahal. And it was a 5-week internship. A high school student doesn't know anything about supply chain. She always hated supply chain because of me. Because all I do is talk about, and this is the company name as well, supply chain talk, that supply chain. But once she spent those 5 weeks at Kuran Nahal, now she understood what I meant about supply chain, why I enjoyed it so much. And the MD, Serge, he gave them an exercise that suggests one improvement that Kuran Nahal Saudi Arabia can do. And she presented around data, that data sharing between departments is weak. So that was one of her suggestions that was given in that presentation. So when you're doing your internship, ensure that you are able to identify an improvement area where you are doing your internship and suggest to them. And this will be your success before you go into the job market. Build professional presence. These are two things. Understand which industries are there. Manufacturing is there, logistics industry is there, 3PLs are there, a lot of industries are there. So understand and your presence. And when I was during the business days, LinkedIn, move away when you go into Insta, TikTok and everything is good. But your LinkedIn needs to be reflecting what you can deliver as well. Because now every employer goes and check the LinkedIn profiles as well. What are you doing on it? Where have you worked? What projects did you do? So if you are doing a project, post it on LinkedIn. Make yourself visible now. It's a digital age. You need to be digitally active and digitally visible now. So that comes to the end, alhamdulillah. Fine. I would just like to share one closing statement. Your degree helps you get shortlisted. Your evidence, what you can deliver your knowledge. Evidence is what you can deliver your knowledge. Your mindset. Are you a progressive mindset? Are you a problem solver? Are you a team player? And your habits get you hired and promoted. So this is the closing remark that I want to leave you guys with. Shukran. Thank you. Last thing. Thank you. My pleasure. Always, for UBT.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same here, likewise. Okay. Thank you, sir.